Howdy, 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 and more howdy to you. Welcome to the Lady Walker Show. I am Lady Walker, and we have a gem dandy of a show tonight. My guest is General Manager and Coach of the Jackson Showboats. Welcome to the show, Grant Worsley.
Thank you so
Grant,
much.
did I get your last name
You
right?
got it right, Worsley. Grant Worsley. Nice to meet you, Lady Walker.
Nice to meet you
Thank
too.
you for having me. Thank you
Nice
for
to
having
meet
me.
you. Oh, the pleasure is certainly mine. I
Might
heard
as
some
well.
great things about what you are doing. But before we get into the Jackson Showboats, let's just get familiar with who you are. Who is Grant?
Definitely. Grant Worsley, I'm a New Jersey native.
New
I'm from
Jersey.
New Jersey, a town called Williamstown, New Jersey, outside of Philadelphia, 15 minutes outside of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And just sports has been a great influence in my life. I played, football, basketball, baseball coming up, and went to a great high school that gave me great exposure to go to Syracuse University, which I was a member of the football team there on full scholarship. And from there, I just, not just with sports, but education was a great motivating factor for me as well. My mother was an elementary school teacher. My father was a former military Marine, but he, conducted business in Philadelphia area, New Jersey area. So I had, a good foundation, but sports, kept me motivated, kept me intact. And, unfortunately in college, I, suffered an injury which had, cut short my playing career. So then, the education, they always say, stay in school, get your books, because keep your books together, because you never know what happened.
That's true.
And it happened.
And you majored in?
I majored in communications.
Okay. Now, how did that go?
Communications and African American studies, Black history.
Oh, now I bet you that was really interesting.
Yes. So Syracuse, it's a great program there. Studied African American history, just about the social and economic factors, of our people. And really just kept myself, submersed in, education, even though I stayed on scholarship.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, yes, because I had suffered an injury doing football or athletic related endeavors, so kept my scholarship. So right there, I kind of made it a mission to stay in sports, but give back, because my story was one that, I was living, that I could tell the guys coming up and guys, for the young kids, as far as with, coming through school and playing sports as well.
So you were injured while you were in college?
Yes, cause playing playing football. Herniated disc in my lower back. Doing football related activities, lifting and so forth. And then fast forward, graduated and stayed within sports. A lot of my peers in Syracuse playing football and basketball, they went to NFL, NBA. So I, had those relationships intact because they were drafted or, playing professional sports. So then I stayed in sports on the representation side, working with, athletes, coaching, doing clinics and stuff. And, from there I just said, hey, you know what? We have a lot of great athletes on the field playing, let me find my niche, let me find how I said to be around.
After no longer having that dream that you at first wanted to do,
yes, ma'am.
Go out there and play football, probably make a living from it.
Yes, ma'am.
Basketball.
Football. Yes.
Okay.
But Syracuse.
But you in it, okay.
But Syracuse is a great basketball school. It's known pretty much, more than football, but great basketball school with the Carrier Dome, and a lot of great, players have come out of Syracuse. Pearl Washington, Carmelo Anthony, which people know of. So, and I was there at a time where, guys were getting drafted to play football and basketball, and so that right then and there, continue my education, African American history, learn also about sports and the different things in the past. Whereas, we haven't always, been treated the right way, not just in, society, but also in the sports arena. Sometimes sports mirror society. So
exactly, a lot of things.
Yeah, sports and the real world mirror society. So, that's kind of where I found my niche, and being from New Jersey, my I did have family in the casino industry, in the Atlantic City area of New Jersey, which is a big, resort. So when they started to open up the casinos down in Mississippi, some, traveled down this way. And,
So that's how you ended up here.
Yes, man. Yes. So sports and entertainment has been in my family a lot, you know what I'm saying? And people like the casinos a lot of places, all over the world, actually.
You've been in Mississippi for how long?
Well, I've been here right around when the team started. We'll be in our third season now, so I'd say like 3-4 years.
Oh, okay. You haven't been here that long.
No,
I mean, it's long, but it's not long. Sort of interesting, long, but not long.
Yeah,
long.
Yeah. I've been here, briefly for say, as in, what's the word, residential terms, but enjoyed it. I enjoy it. Great people, and definitely, something that working with the Showboats and development of the players and creating an outlet. It's been exciting. It's been
now
fun
the
for me.
Showboats.
Yes.
What is okay? It's a basketball team.
The Showboats, the Jackson Showboats, we are a member of the American Basketball Association, which the red, white, and blue basketball. Okay. We're part of the legendary ABA, American Basketball Association, minor league basketball semi-pro team. As far as with folks out there may or may not know, the Indiana Pacers, the San Antonio Spurs, which they are the world champs of the NBA, the Golden State Warriors, and the Brooklyn Nets. They were all ABA teams at one time.
Oh, they were?
Yes. They were all members of the American Basketball Association. Based on their success, based on the players that they had played for them, the NBA bought them and they merged with the National Basketball Association prior, I'd say back in the 70s, if I'm correct, yeah. Back in, they merged into the NBA. And as far as that, they had great players like George the Iceman Gervin, which people have heard of, but also I'm sure someone that you may have have heard of or played in the ABA was Dr. J, Julius Erving.
Right, have heard of him.
He played for the Nets. And then he was traded to 76ers, where, again, I know of because that's when I was coming up, Dr. Julius Erving, and went to a lot of games to see Dr. J play. The big effort to dunk. And the ABA was responsible not just for great players. George Karl, the coach of the Nuggets, a lot of great players. George Gervin, a lot of great players. The ABA was high flying. It was, it was kind of the anti-NBA at that time. Guys had the big afros. They had, the, flamboyant styles. They used to dress real elaborately, which is, is part of the NBA now. You see a lot of different NBA players, LeBron and Westbrook, dressing real crazy. So the ABA kind of was that, but also too, the ABA was also they started the All-Star Weekend, which is currently known, which is big now in the NBA, the slam dunk competition, the three-point competition. So there's a lot of rules that the ABA started to keep the game fun and exciting. The NBA kind of adapted because of the fact that it was just smaller cities, guys that were a little bit more flamboyant at that time, So,
okay.
But
well, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
We are going to take a break and we are going to come back and continue to talk along this line of the Jackson Showboats.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we will be right back. For more information about the Jackson Showboats, log on to www.jxnshowboats.com or call 769-203-2108 or email showboatsm@rocketmail.com or log on to Twitter and type in JXN Showboats or Pinterest and type in Showboat Hoops or Facebook and type in Jackson Showboats. Howdy, 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 and welcome back to the Lady Walker Show. My guest is Grant Worsley, and he is General Manager and Coach of the Jackson Showboats. So let's see what else we can expatiate upon about the Showboats. Now, you said the Jackson Showboats are a part of the ABA.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, what qualification in order to become part of the ABA?
Basically, you have to have, different criteria. You have to be in a market that will be able to compete, have great support financial support. It doesn't really, matter about just throwing guys out there to play. You have to have, like any business. So people think that just because it's a sports team, it's just like,
But it's a business.
It's a business. You can't just have guys out there running up and down. You have to have, one, thing you have to just have organization, just be able to keep things going, keep things active, keep things progressive. Because things cost insurance, rental, referees, player uniforms, so you have to, kind of be selected or apply to be part of the league, and it's something which, the ABA it is a great organization, great league, but like anything, just like, it's pretty much like a franchise in a sense, like a Subway or
Are there other showboats around?
No. Jackson Showboats.
Oh, is the only one?
It's Jackson Showboats, yes. The ABA, you have different teams. Like we have teams in Shreveport, we have teams in Atlanta, Memphis, New Orleans, Mobile, Alabama. So, the ABA sets it so you have the different cities, in, Atlanta, Washington, D.C., Peoria, Illinois, Los Angeles. So where basketball is prevalent, or a team can be, assembled. That's what the criteria is, and more importantly, not just being able to have a team, you have to get to the games. It's like anything. It costs money. It costs funding to do. It's something that I've been very, very happy with the success of the Showboats. I mean, that's something.
Is this seasonal or is it year round?
Well, it is seasonal. It's like basketball. It's during basketball season in the fall and the winter. We do have a summer league. We had the first ever ABA summer league this year, which we actually carried it over to the summer to play some summer games with players. So that was very successful. I had that in Vicksburg this past summer, and just to get it out of Jackson and just move it a little bit and into a great tourist destination like Jackson. The city there of Vicksburg, the mayor and aldermen are very happy about what happened as far as with a couple of their players from Vicksburg, and their success they had. One player was a first-team All-Star player, and they were, hey, come over and bring some of that, shine over to Vicksburg with the casinos and the different locations over there being summer destination spots. So we had a summer league out there, played games out there, but it is during the fall, winter, and we play other teams like Shreveport, Mobile, Alabama, Atlanta, Memphis, Dallas. So they come play us. They bring their guys that can go play basketball real well, and a lot of these guys have been in the NBA.
So how do you select your players for the Jackson Showboats?
Well, I have a great system of checks and balances as far as with players coming out of college.
Okay, it's not high school, it's coming out of college.
This is professional. These are guys that are looking to get to the highest level of basketball, whether it be NBA or overseas. Yes.
Okay.
Basketball is a global sport. I mean, you may hear players that are going over to China to play, players going to Korea.
I have heard of that.
Players going to, Italy, Spain. A lot of people don't realize that's how Kobe Bryant knows to speak fluent Italian, because his father played in Italy.
Really?
And his father played on the Sixers. But his father left the 76ers to go play in Italy. So that's where Kobe lived for several years. That's why he's fluent in Italian and other languages.
How about that?
Yeah.
So your selection or guys coming out of college.
Yes, college. Not
high school, but out of college. And of course, there are other criteria.
Yes, as far as that, not just talent, but also being good guys, being good quality individuals. It's not just about going out there and hooping. I want to get players that one that have good sound mind and body. We
a lot of practice involved.
At this level, it is about talent, though, because you have to have some type of talent to play.
True.
To compete, because Dallas is going to bring the best teams, guys they can play, which they have a greater pool because it's a bigger city. Atlanta the same way.
So with being the Jackson Showboats, where are, they have to be of college, at least college age, or coming out of college,
or coming out of high school.
Coming out of high school, going into college.
Yes, some players, unfortunately, I was fortunate enough to have a great, education to be in my life. But sometimes players, it is what it is. I feel I shouldn't feel bad about saying this, but some players aren't school. The school's not their thing. College
Right,
not
and
their
that's
thing.
true, and they can still be good at what they are doing,
Yes.
and they may not compete for that higher education.
Yes.
High school may be it for them, but if they are good, I guess they can be
Yeah.
drafted.
They can go because the NBA has set a rule that players coming out of high school have to go to college 1 year.
1 year.
Yes. Why they did that, it remains to be seen. It may be some factors behind that because baseball players don't have to go to college.
Really now?
Yes. Baseball players can go straight from high school and play professional baseball.
Now,
So-
some of the benefits to being a part of the Jackson Showboats, being a part of that team.
Yes, ma'am.
Because you have had probably members of the Jackson Showboats to go on to China or wherever.
Yes, we have players go play for the showboats, and it's exposure. It's getting seen. Not everybody's going to be able to get drafted out of the NBA. So it's a situation where they have to, do a little bit more. Play more, get more exposure, and that's kind of the situation that that is what I am providing here, providing them an opportunity to play, providing them an opportunity to get seen. So with that, I've had players from Provine, had player high school that went to play college, had players that graduated from Tougaloo College, like Marquise Mims. He was a great player that played at Tougaloo. He was so good. He had some NBA teams looking at him. Players from Jackson State, like Chris Heish, who is a Provine graduate. He played over in Kosovo last year. So the thing about it is, it's not about the NBA. You don't have to be NBA player. You can go somewhere overseas and make a decent living for yourself, but also develop as a person too.
Okay, well that's good. Well, we are going to take another break, Grant.
Okay.
And we are going to come back and finish along this line.
Thank you so much.
All right, we will be right back. For more information about the Jackson Showboats, log on to www.jxnshowboats.com or call 769-203-2108 or email showboatsm@rocketmail.com or log on to Twitter and type in JXN Showboats or Pinterest and type in Showboat Hoops or Facebook and type in Jackson Showboats. Welcome back to the Lady Walker Show. Now, during the second segment, we had a knock on the door boop, 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 while we were taping. So just in case, if that knock is in the taping, that's what it is. I am not going to edit it out. I really can't because it would mess up the flow of the conversation. So just in case you heard boom, 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 that means someone was trying to get in, needed to come in. So I just needed to clarify that. And I know my jewelry may make noise as well. Okay, my guest is Grant Worsley. He is the coach and general manager of the Jackson Showboats.
Yes.
Now, if you can recall where we left off, because I got distracted by that knock.
No problem.
It was some knocks at that door.
Yeah, no problem.
But you kept on.
You probably they want to come
it.
see you. They banging down the door to come see
Yes,
you. So
I know.
I'm at the right place. I'm at the right place.
Okay, the Jackson Showboats.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, as far as that, we have players that play in the local colleges, but not just Jackson State, Tougaloo, Alcorn State. I said that right? 'Cause I know some people get mad at me if I didn't say it right. Alcorn.
Yeah, you want to make sure and I may pronounce it wrong. What you say?
Alcorn
If you
State,
say it wrong.
Valley State, LSU, Mississippi State. So we've had some players from really good schools come be part of, the movement.
So
that I'm
it's
trying
a
to create.
platform, it's a good platform, as you said, to get the exposure.
Yeah, because
and then there are other benefits to it as well.
Well, the thing about it is about basketball. One, getting exposure to get them seen, not just for the NBA or the D League, the developmental league for the NBA, but overseas. But I have great partnerships. Jackson Public Schools. Last year we went out to different elementary schools, Timberlawn in particular, and we did some gym classes because there's not funding for some of the elementary schools for gym teachers.
Oh, really?
So we went out there and got them active, got them running around a lot, somewhat. And as far as with the Jackson Zoo, which is a great facility.
I know by the time that this show airs, y'all would have visit the Jackson Zoo. I think y'all got an event coming up.
August 2nd, yeah.
Yes,
August
and
2nd.
of course this show will air, probably 2 or 3 weeks later.
Okay, yeah, but like the Jackson Zoo, folks should get out there to Jackson Zoo. I'm sure, people have, but it's a great location. It's accredited, so, it has that stamp, that certification of being, an accredited zoo that they can get animals, that they can get the funding to keep the, animals out there. And it's a great family place. So we work with them, doing events. We also work with different, schools, not just in Jackson, but in the Jackson area, like Piney Woods. Just to create positive images, not just for kids who like basketball, but just for kids in general. Whatever your gift is, it could be sports, could be basketball, it could be painting, it could be music. Just you got to put the time, put the effort into it, to get or be the best that you can.
Right. Now, once again, making your selection of who would be a part of the Jackson Showboats, and you said coming out of high school and then, of course, being in college, the selections with it being the Jackson Showboats, is the selection from here?
Well, the thing about it is,
Mississippi?
selection. I look for homegrown talent in Mississippi. Yes. Not saying I'm biased, but
no, nothing is wrong with that.
We don't have. I don't provide housing for the players.
Okay, housing, no provided housing.
No housing for the players. We don't have a situation where like college, you have a dorm. So we're gonna get the best players from the Jackson area, and which is a great pool. A lot of great players. Jackson is a basketball town.
Yeah.
It is. A lot of people just think it's football or baseball, but Jackson is a basketball town. Great high school basketball players breed great college players and so forth. So right now it's a situation where I do a little research on them, see where they went to school at, what their statistics were, but also too, not just with that, making sure that they're good individuals. Sometimes you don't want to. You can be a great basketball player, but be a bad person.
For real, and that's in a lot of things.
Yes.
Because you can be good at what you do, but the personality-wise smells rotten.
Yes, unfortunately, and granted, you don't have to be a choir boy, and that's where I come in as far as trying to give them some information on that I've known from being, in college and playing ball and knowing guys that went to the highest level. Try and smooth over the edges for them. Hey, this is what you need to do. Because sometimes people can, just need a good influence. You know what I mean? Not
That's
saying
true.
I'm an angel, but
But if you are a good influence and you know it, why not?
Yeah, exactly. So, some people say that I've, been very effective with certain players, that may have had some trouble in college or high school. So, and the thing about it is, I'm not afraid to take on someone who may have had a little, hiccups in the road, and that's what it's about. Because, like I said, this is what this is for. It's not, exposure opportunity, but not just basketball. We got to get to the, to the zoo. We got to get to the kids. We want to be around the kids. We want to have. So the better basketball player and person I can get, it helps the brand of the Showboats.
Now, for instance, if someone is interested in becoming a part or a member of the Jackson Showboats, as far as being able to play, okay, you go out and you scout, but can a person not come to you themselves?
They can. That happens a lot. Players call me all the time.
Yeah, let me call up,
call in.
Coach Worsley and see if I can come out and see and just get an understanding of what's going on.
I'm online. Find me. If you feel
online.
like you have the talent to play ball.
What about?
Go to Jackson Showboats, Facebook, we're on Tumblr, we're on Pinterest, Twitter. Just Google me or Bing me, as I say. It's kind of what I've done and what we're about. It's out there, online, and we've had success, and we want to continue that success. and we want to, just with people like yourself, give me an opportunity.
Oh,
to
I'm about
bring
like
the
you. You
ring.
know how you said that, it's a platform,
Yeah.
the Jackson Showboats.
Yeah.
And I mean, there are benefits, and that's the same way I see my show as being a platform as well, where otherwise people may not get that exposure that they need, or that, because sometimes in some places it's pretty hard to get that exposure, let alone doing a whole show and you talking about what you do.
Yes.
Some people may not embrace that and may not accept that, and that's their prerogative, but it's good when people can, decide, you know what, I need another way to get my talent, my skill out there, and I need it to be showcased. So this person has a platform, wherefore I can come out and showcase myself.
It's about progressive thinking. You have that. A lot of you out there have that. I mean, there's nothing wrong with, just being a good person, working a regular job.
Right.
But if you have basketball talent and it's something that you feel as though you may want to give it a shot, you only live once, they say. So, why not try it? And
may as well make the best of it.
Make the best of it. And you may not go to the NBA, you may not go overseas, but you may become a coach. You may become a high school teacher from being exposure from it, being around the kids. It's about relationships a lot of times.
Exactly.
Using basketball as a vehicle, and that's what this is about.
Okay. Well, we are going to take another break.
All right, no problem.
And beloved, we are going to come back and close it out. We'll be right back. For more information about the Jackson Showboats, log on to www.jxnshowboats.com or call 769-203-2108 or email showboatsm@racketmail.com or log on to Twitter and type in JXN Showboats or Pinterest and type in Showboat Hoops or Facebook and type in Jackson Showboats. Welcome back, beloved. I am here with Grant Worsley. Okay, now tell us some of the places where you are in the Jackson area, where y'all play or come together and perform.
Well, yeah, first of that, the home base for the Jackson Showboats, we're at Kirk's Gymnasium, or Air Base as they call it, at Hawkins Field. And thanks to the City of Jackson Parks and Recreation for giving us that opportunity. Be our second year there.
Okay.
So come on out, folks. It's great. It's high-level basketball. It's run and gun. It's up and down. And we play great teams like Shreveport. They came to us last year twice. They're the #1 team in the ABA. Jacksonville, they're the #2. Jacksonville, Florida, they're the #2 team in the ABA. And Mobile, Alabama, Birmingham, so Atlanta. So we have some really great talent that comes to Jackson.
So it's good to have that support, local support, and not just national support as well, from the people to come out and support.
Yeah, it's Jackson. It's his hometown. And it's players that people will know. From Jackson State and Mississippi State, Tougaloo, and the main thing about it is it's ours. It's the cities, and I want people to embrace that. Even though I say ours, I'm not from Jackson, but it's Jackson.
Yeah, still won't. Okay, no, I know we have to wrap it up. Now, once again, give that contact information.
Grant Worsley, Jackson Showboats. You can go Jackson Showboats on Facebook, or on Twitter, Pinterest. My contact information is on there, folks. Or Google Jackson Showboats ABA. You can see what we've done, Bing us. And like I said, we'll be selling tickets. We'll have the schedule soon about the 2014-15 season, which will be at Kirk's Gymnasium starting in November. Come on out, Jackson.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Grant. It has been a pleasing pleasure to sit down and sup a little tea with you.
Yes.
While we are learning about the Jackson Showboats.
Yes, ABA, Jackson Showboats, Jackson.
ABA. Thanks, Atria. All right, beloved, there you have it. You know it has been real, and thanks to Tria for tuning in. And I will see you next time on the Lady Walker Show. Ta-ta.